Gunline. Fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline Midweek Memo for June 1st, 2021. As always with me, we have our great co-host, Jesse Urena,
Oh, you're going too far,
Urena.
man.
We have Jesse Urena here with us. Unfortunately, Dowden got caught up at work today, so he's unable to be here with us. Uh, some shit going down that they had him actually fucking working harder than he should be. But it is what it is. Man, I'll tell you what. Urena, let me just start this off by telling you, brother, like you just said a few minutes ago, it feels like it's been forever
Yeah.
since we've seen each other.
It feels like 6 years.
For real, right? Dude, man. I'm gonna talk about this more along on the podcast, but I have a new thing that I want to do, and it's what I did this weekend over Memorial Weekend, and it was fucking great, man. But before we get there, how you been, man?
Pretty good, man. I'm working a little bit more and still doing school. Gonna be going to a few places, I think, but yeah, I'm pretty good. You got a year left in the army, this month, I think. This month. So I'm pretty excited about that, and yeah, I'm ready to start this next chapter.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how just like from one day to the next, they were like, "Hey, weren't you a soldier?"
Can't really disclose a lot of what's been going on, but yeah, it's been I needed the rest, and I definitely got it, and now it's get back to work. But so far, like since day one, it's kind of been like, oh man, dude's pretty cool. I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he's all about. So yeah.
Right on. And that's great, man. It's good to see you. Well, it's good to see you smiling. I think that's more from the lack of being at the training site right now or whatever the fuck you're doing, more of being in your own home or just seeing me. I mean, I
No,
mean,
it's all of it, man. Yeah, you definitely brightened up my day, man. Like I'm humbled. Just like we get to share. We're different time zones and stuff, but it feels like the sun sees the both of us, and like I'm just humbled that I get to be in that same category. Same presence.
it's like when you're laying or when you're following the sun with the circle.
Simo.
Yeah, baby. Tracking, tip. Some people are probably like, what the fuck are they talking about? Speaking of which, I want to go ahead and reach out to you and to a lot of your Facebook friends that you have or followers for definitely reaching out and supporting the podcast. Apparently the Do You Even T Labs Pat Bro has been an eye catcher.
Yeah, it's
And
an amazing shirt. It's amazing. Like, yeah, I love the moment I saw it. The moment I saw you like release it, I was like, man, that is the shirt. That is like, there's no way you listeners at home can go like get to Friday and not have ordered this shirt. Like you need the shirt. If you look in your closet and you're like, man, my clothing sucks. You need to like step up your game. Go online. Go to the fucking On the Gunline podcast store and buy this shirt. Like you need it. Like not just because I'm on this show, but because you fucking need it. Like I'm telling you right now, you need this fucking shirt.
bro, I mean, I know I've been talking about the T Labs Pat for a hot minute and I just dropped it for the fuck of it. I wondered how many people would even get it, like would understand it.
Yeah,
And
and you'd figure something like that would already be out, like somebody had already made it. So that's what makes it so like amazing. Like, like why did it take so long? And it took somebody like you to be like, hey, you know what? I'm not waiting for these motherfuckers. I'm gonna drop it, and you did, and it's an amazing shirt. People need to stop what they're doing, hit pause really quick, go buy it, and then come back.
there you go. There you go. And make sure while you're there, you go also check out givandals.com. Definitely we'll put a link somewhere here, or it'll go somewhere up here or up here,
Who knows, man? Might be both. Might be both. Fuck it.
right? As you can see, that's because we don't know exactly, and I got to mark the time on this. How long has it been recording? It's somewhere in the beginning.
Yeah,
But
a few minutes.
yeah, dude, it's been awesome, man. It's what you do. How was your long weekend?
Oh man, I don't do much. I play video games. I'm a nerd. Mostly because like I'm really focused on school,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have time to go out and socialize. I don't find it fun anymore. So I just like I'm really focused on getting this degree, and I've got like it's June, so I got like 3 months before I get this degree. I set a goal for myself, and I'm not gonna party till I get it.
Yeah,
And
but
who knows what'll happen afterwards, but that is my number one priority. No fucking weekends, no sleep, just school.
fucking a, man. Fucking a. At least you had enough time, to get your hair did. He said, "I'm not looking like shit again because he gonna call me out on the podcast."
Yeah, and you know what? I've got pictures to prove, because every time I post a picture, it's like, oh, we just gonna have officer haircut. Last I checked, officers don't have a monopoly on having fucking immaculate fucking hair. I'm lucky, like my hair game is still strong after like so many years of dealing with bullshit in the army. Like I'm
Say
enjoying it.
unlike me. Did you just say unlike you?
No, unlike me and stuff.
Unlike you.
No, you got luscious hair. You're good. You're good. Nobody's criticizing your game, man. You're good. It's
My
like,
brother, dude, I did something over the weekend. I can't really elaborate too much about, but I I got together with a nobody, really really good friend, brother. His family. You know, shit. But we got together. We had been planning a get together. Him, myself, and Cruz. Planned this since last year, and so after things happened, Cruz passed away and whatnot. So that put kind of like a damper in it, for the Memorial Day weekend. We're supposed to get together. So unfortunately, Cruz couldn't be there. So we made it happen. We still connected, and then we went over to pay a visit to Cruz, hung out with him for a while, smoked some cigars and shit like that. Um, I took a couple of pics and shit like that and some video, but didn't post it up because I think that was more of
it was a
like a
personal,
personal
right?
moment,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So what I did was I sent it to his old lady, so that she knows that that we care, we're still there, you know what I mean? We we mean what we say, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I thought, it'd be good for her. So I sent it over to her, let her know that, some motherfuckers went out to pay a visit to him, you know what I mean? And also because I left a picture of us there in the event that she goes by, if she wants to go ahead and take it, it'd be okay, you know what I mean? So I mean, it was cool. Hung out there for about an hour, and just bullshitting, reminiscing, and talking shit. And then from there, we went out and got with nature and became one, with nature. And think Brokeback Mountain without the sex or gayness or
Oh man, you're still breaking backs, man.
oh, he blew my back out. Yeah. But
All right.
dude, it was supposed to only be 7, turned out to be 8, and blew my back out, my legs, bro. Oh man. So he ended up taking me on a hike,
Okay.
and it was supposed to only be 7 miles. All right. And apparently the way we went though and came back down, it ended up being 8.3 miles, bro. There was an elevation change of 2,600 feet.
Jesus.
Brother, my fat ass can't be doing shit like that, man. But I'll tell you what, when we reached the top, the view was it was beautiful, bro. It was fucking beautiful. So yeah, he blew my back out taking me on a hike. You fucking ill thinking motherfuckers. I know what y'all were thinking about.
No.
Yeah, I said 7.
No, that was a wholesome experience. It's just the way the way this whole thing has been phrased. Last minute.
Taken out of context, I see, huh?
Like it started, I thought you were being sarcastic, and then you had like this, I'm telling you a legit story thing. So now I got left confused. And then you're like, oh, it started with 7, turned out to be an 8, and then I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you saying? And then you just like you had such a straight face, man.
Yeah.
No, that was good. That was good. It takes real talk. You'd be surprised. It only takes a few minutes, or like you're just giving up one day to like make time for other people, or other people are making time for you, and
Right.
it's gonna result in like this memory that you're never gonna forget. Like it's just gonna you're always gonna remember that experience, and how long did it take? Just a day or two. So
Bro.
I think people need to do that more often, man.
And right on the fucking head, bro. Like while we were out there, we were talking and shit. And that's the beauty. Like there was no fucking internet. So there was no fucking Facebooking. There was not that he does that anyway already, but on my end, there was no fucking, it was just complete, because you're in the middle of the fucking nowhere, bro.
Radio silence. Radio silence.
Dead.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Later on in the evening, we go hit the Wi-Fi spot, in order not to say hello, how you doing to loved ones, and then just go back, dude. Hearing the Russian Creek, man, it was beautiful. Honestly, no homo. It was a beautiful fucking experience to lay next to this man in the same vehicle.
And you know what it could be, too, it's because, that is the nature of what we've been doing for so long. Part of our job and something that we used to sleep in the back of LMTV or behind, like inside of a Paladin and stuff, just you and your crew. And you ain't got no phones. I mean, you might nowadays, but all you got is the sound of the radio and the wilderness outside, and you're just like soaking it in. So it just it's a good experience.
It was. I didn't even think about it. I mean, there were times where I would think about it like that, in the sense of he was like, "Hey man, you comfortable sleeping on that floor right there?" Because this motherfucker, don't get it twisted, he has a van that he has a queen size fucking memory foam bed on.
Yeah.
I didn't get to sleep on that with him. I slept on the floor, but the floor had shag carpeting, and it was fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
The first night he put down like 2 sleeping bags, a blanket, and all that for me. I'm like, I don't need all that, bro. Just give me the blanket. I slept so comfortable on there, dude. And again, waking up and just knowing that you could hear the rushing water, the wind. It was just fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You could see all the stars at night, man. It was just fucking, without trying to sound corny, magical as fuck.
Yeah.
And it was cool because again, that was supposed to be 3 of us crew that was supposed to go. One didn't make it, obviously. But we still brought him along with us in spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Baby D was supposed to reach with us and connect with us. Unfortunately, he had other matters that he had to tend to. You know what I mean? But it's gonna definitely be something that we continue doing, and it's definitely a tradition that we're gonna keep on, doing it and see how it goes. Cause
Yeah, because who knows? Maybe you'll get like a section's worth of people out there one of these days and stuff, and it might help. It'll definitely help somebody else, I think.
yeah, dude. And I mean, it's not like there's other folks that are doing like gatherings of getting together, the whole battery, the whole unit. Cool, man, that's cool. But I'm gonna get together with the motherfuckers that I know that I legit will have a good fucking time with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not knocking other people, but there's just other motherfuckers that I know that we probably could hang out for like an hour or two. Spending the weekend with you, Chief. We might end up fucking slamming each other in the creek. You know what I'm saying? But no, dude, all in all, it was a beautiful fucking time, man. It was a great way to spend our Memorial weekend and remember those and honor them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you know, and it was great. It was it's definitely awesome, man. Dude, I highly recommend. And I think I just want to know what is up with white people. Yeah, this twisted quick.
Here we go.
What is it with y'all in nature that you guys are always trying to find it and connect with it? Like always trying to go on hikes and shit like that. You know, I get it. I went on a hike with y'all, you know, but to put your body through so much pain, you know, I guess maybe because Latinos, you know, we have Indian in us. We're already one with nature, you know.
We've already experienced that. We're used to that. You know, we gotta like we're at a point where like we want the luxury. You know, we want the luxurious shit, like the wilderness and stuff, like peeing in the woods. That's because I don't have any running water or electricity at home, man. Like you guys can keep that shit. Yeah, it's
Nah, dude, the camping was fun. The hiking, on the other hand, god damn, brother.
yeah. I think I saw. I think you had a stick in one of your pictures.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, you got to bring that walking stick up, man. I was beat up, brother. I was hurting, bro. And for those that don't know, on my personal Facebook and my personal Instagram, I loaded up some pictures. I'll go ahead and put them on here tomorrow on the Gunline one. It was definitely great, man. It was good catching up with a brother, you know. And honestly, out there, we all get here for shits and giggles. We were talking about the podcast too, you know, and the podcast. Yeah, we'll have some serious conversations here and whatnot, but that's not what this podcast was about. This podcast was to come out here and forget about what the fuck is going on out there and reset, you know what I mean, for about an hour. So, you know, that and the podcast started going a little, getting too political, getting too fucking too deep on shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, it's cool to do here and there. You know what I mean? It's cool, but
yeah, there's nothing wrong because you know a lot of the stuff that gets talked about is stuff that's actually impacting a lot of people.
yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
you know, it doesn't hurt to talk about it every once in a while, but you know, it comes down to like, what do you want to be known as? What do you want like the podcast to be known as, a political podcast, or do you want to be known as a shoot the shit podcast? So it's kind of just.
I mean, dude, what about me screams politics? You know, I don't have any facts. I'll tell you how I feel about shit, but I ain't gonna have no facts supporting it. Just my opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, and then the only half decently smart guy here is you, because me and Dowden together, wow, you just like the blind leading the blind there, Chief, on politics. I mean, we know where we stand, but you know, they start hitting us with questions about this and that. You know, I don't know what their politics are. I'm telling you how I feel.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man, because that's, you know, that's a reflection of, you know, not to try to sound smart, but it's a reflection of like everyday people and their perception of the politics around them. You know, like that's your understanding, and not everybody has this like fucking college level understanding of how the government works or whatever, and you know, a lot of it is like difficult to understand.
Nor do we
So,
want to have it. Some of us just want to fucking live.
yeah,
Just let
some
me.
people don't watch TV, you know, like because they want to tune out the fucking bullshit, and I don't blame them.
Right?
So
Oh man, I tell you though, it's great to be back on the air though. It is great to be back on the air. Dude, while we were on our trip, we listened to a couple of podcasts. I never listen to my podcasts. That's one rule that I have. I never listen to them because I become very judgy of myself.
yes,
And I listened to the midweek memo. I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes, the one with me and Dowden. Or about first 5 minutes. But it was mainly because, again, I judge myself too hard. Nothing on Dowden, just more about me, actually. You know what I mean? But apparently everybody else that listened to it, they were like, "What are you fucking talking about, dude? That shit was fucking good." Yeah, it started off a little bit slow the first couple of minutes, but it picked up and was good. I don't remember what we even talk about, but
you're a perfectionist, man. Look at fucking George Lucas and how many times he had to revisit and redo the original Star Wars. People were telling him to like stop the shit. But if you're like I said in your comments, man, you're gonna be your own worst critic. Like you're gonna, because you have higher expectations of yourself, and you're never satisfied. You're never gonna be satisfied. So you just put it in the oven, let it cook for 40 minutes. However it tastes when it comes out, fuck it, man. You're still gonna eat. You're still gonna feed your stomach.
Dude.
So
I think another thing that tripped me out was I heard my voice, and I'm like, is that what I really fucking sound like? What the
yeah.
fuck, dude? Oh man. But either way, from there we went and listened to the Lindsay episode. Shout out to Lindsay if you're listening, brother. Um, Lindsay was one of my old soldiers. He lives out in Pigeon Forge in Tennessee. I may or may not have been around that area. I'll tell you what, I never, ever would have expected to ever see a city or town that is basically a fucking amusement park or a fair. Because that's all it looked like, bro. It's like fucking like shows. It looked like a fucking just remember the Ville in TJ? I mean, not in TJ, the Ville in Korea.
Oh, okay,
Just
yeah.
imagine the Ville, but a whole city of just a Ville, bro. It's fucking crazy, but of American shit. And it was just fucking awesome. Definitely a place I want to go visit. And Lindsay, Kowalczyk and I both will be reaching out to you about possibly going out there and spending some time so you can show us around Pigeon Forge. Because honestly, dude, it's beautiful out there. Beautiful fucking full. Let's see what else is there. Um, oh, I'm just gonna say this: the Great Smoky Mountains, man.
Mm.
Hidden fucking gem. Fucking beautiful. If you haven't been out there, recommend. 10 out
There's
of
so
10.
there's so many spots in America that you like. It's so surprising, like that you like. There's these waterfalls. There's these like clear rivers that you can see like 6 feet down into the ground, like in Florida. Like there's so many great locations in the U.S. We get so focused in like wanting to go everywhere around the world that we have yet to discover like what's in our surroundings, man. And it's just people just need to this pandemic shit, man. It's like yesterday's news, man. You need to get people need to get a fucking flight and or drive somewhere and just fucking go explore America.
Dude, one of the great things that the great Emperor Donald Trump did was fucking, the God King. He fucking made national forests, I think, free for military.
Mm.
Highly recommend y'all take advantage of it. It's fucking like you were saying, man. There's so many places. Everybody wants to go to Europe. Everybody wants to go to fucking and I get it. I want to go to Europe. I want to go check out Ireland. For some reason, I feel a connection to Ireland. Never been to Ireland in my landed in Shannon on my way to Iraq. But I mean, other than that, but I've always wanted to go there,
Yeah.
But like you're saying, there's so many places here within our own fucking country that we can just drive to, and without leaving, the comforts of the US. And I'm definitely going to start incorporating that at least yearly with my kids because I want them to experience camping. I want them to experience fucking the outdoors. There's more outside of San Antonio, you know, just outside of San Antonio itself. There's a lot of fucking places to go out in the hill
Oh
country
yeah.
area.
Oh yeah. And kids are fucking sometimes they'll throw a fit like, oh, my phone, my friends, and all that stuff. But I guarantee once they're older, that's the one thing that they're gonna remember is all these trips that they took as kids. 'Cause that's like I was the same way, man. Like somebody's like, oh, we're gonna go out camping to the lake out in California. I'm like, dude, like there's no TV. Where's the fucking beach or whatever? But now as an adult, like I think back and I'm like, man, I remember going camping as a kid. Used to do all this shit. Used to play with fucking rocks and just fucking or stack rocks on rocks and like, like I'll remember that shit.
Yeah, dude. I remember as a kid, we used to go to Kern Canyon out there in Central Cali. It's just outside of Bakersfield around that
Mhm.
area. Beautiful. The Kern River is there, dude. And that's where we used to go as a family. And those are memories I recall with the family being there as a kid. I still remember it was cold as shit out at night, but we had the campfire going, the stars, like the fucking stars, dude. And then early in the morning, the air being cold, but the water so warm because the air temperature is colder than the water temperature. So it's just fucking just trippy shit like that, you know, fishing and just all around, just all out fucking around, you know. So I want my kids to experience that. They're a little bit older now, so I think they'll actually enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Appreciate it a little bit more.
exactly. And then this joint, this spot that we went to is one it's you know, it's already past tense. I don't know if I can get in trouble for saying it or not, but whatever. It's out in like the Tennessee and North Carolina border area. Fucking it's an Indian reservation. You know what I came to find out?
Mm.
Indians don't give a fuck if you call them Indians or not.
Dude,
Dude,
it all depends on who you talk to, man.
dude, everything up there was Indian. And it's saying nothing about a Native American. I mean, maybe in conversation, it'd be like, yeah, you know, us natives or stuff like that. But I mean, it wasn't something like that was like so pounded on like they're portraying it to be on the news. So again, that just shows you that the media is the one that's fucking pushing the narrative.
It comes down to personal preference, man. Like it's who you ask, because I've seen people go like, what do I look like? I have a dot in my head, you know, like who the fuck do you think you're talking to? And other people just don't care. It comes up to, I mean, the way I see it is it comes down to like your upbringings and your environment. So if you're in a tourist town that thrives on the Native American tourism or Indian tourism or whatever you want to call it, and it's a word that you're comfortable with because you're exposed to it all the time,
Right.
and you're using it to it benefits you or whatever the case is. And it just depends on like your surroundings. Like,
I guess, dude. I guess it all comes down to how you say it as well. Like, just take the word Jew. Oh, that could be negative or positive. You know, like, oh, there's a family of Jews that live down the street. You know, I'm not saying negative, but if I said something like fucking Jews down the street, you know, all of a sudden it's a fucking issue. You know what I mean?
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Just saying, it's all about delivery. You know. So, I mean,
the pronunciation of the letters in that alphabet, you know, that'll fuck you up.
dude, Bill Burr had the most beautiful skit on that shit regarding the race and a cuss word. He said something along the lines of like, you know, white people and black people have a way of fucking talking about people without even. So, for example, all right, this is the example. If we say the same sentence, but black people have the fucking smartness of putting the cuss word after the race, white people put the cuss word before the race. All right. So, for example, a white guy will say, I saw this fucking Asian over here. And then, you know, that's a white dude. But a black guy will say, like, man, let me tell you about this Asian motherfucker. And all of a sudden, you're like, well, tell me more about this Asian motherfucker. I'm intrigued. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, let me tell you about this fucking Asian. It's like, whoa. Sound a little racist there. You see what I'm saying? Dude, that bit had so much fucking truth to it, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's fucking awesome, bro. This motherfucking Asian and this fucking Asian. It's funny. You preamble the cuss word. And
it's framing. It's how you frame the same sentence.
there you go.
It's crazy how the same words have a different meaning if you rearrange them. You're not adding any words. You're not removing any words. It's the same amount of words, just one after. Yeah, it's wild. English language. It's just so wild.
It is, brother. Moving on from that shit, man. I'm still fucking resetting from last weekend. Nothing like waking up hearing that fucking river, you know. Ooh, thank you, my love. And she says hello.
Hey.
And fucking she was happy I was back, dude. It's a trip because the kids were they knew I was gone, but they didn't really give two fucks, I guess, the first night. But about, you know, a couple like the next night in, are like, all right, where's this motherfucker at? You know, like, why is it so quiet in the house? I guess apparently they were telling their mom that it's boring without me.
See, at least now you know you're valuable. You're value added to the family. So, like, if something were to happen to where like they need to remove a family member, you know that you've got longevity. You got staying power.
Dude, when I came in from the airport, brother, I mean, you know what it's like when your kids haven't seen you in fucking a long time and you haven't seen your kids. I mean, I'm not gonna put myself in your shoes because you went quite some time, but mine was only fucking 3 days and they were fucking ballistic, like, oh my God, so I can only imagine the magnitude of the child or the change, of so much in between.
Like for me, like I didn't see my kids for like 2 years, I think, like almost a little bit under 2 years. And towards the middle, it got rough because like they'd only see me on the phone, so it was easy to dismiss me and say, "Oh, that's phone daddy. Like I don't want to talk to daddy anymore." And I had to get that. That shit sucked. And it was like, "I don't want to talk to daddy. I don't want to talk to daddy," because I'm just a dude on the phone.
Right.
But I knew that like when the attitude would change once they saw me in person. Uh, just because like I remember when I was a kid and seeing my dad after like years of not seeing him, like I knew how I felt. So like sure shit, when I went to go see them for the first time, they're in the car and I could see the silhouettes of their heads kind of like perk up and they see
Yeah.
me in the parking lot. And then like it was like night and day. Like as soon as they got out of the car, they start like running towards me, and they're like dad, 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 and then I pick them up, and it was just like picking up where we left off.
Right.
So like I'd already known that was kind of gonna happen, unless they like truly hated me. But like I knew that was gonna happen, and I knew it would pay off in the end, which it did. And now our conversations are a little bit better because I still call them every day,
Yeah.
and now our conversations are better because they know I'm close. They know like I'm able to like visit them now, because before they lived in England,
Right.
and but now like they know I'm a like a good 7 hour drive away.
So, so, so do they talk like tomatoes and pet?
Yeah, the accent's slowly going away though. Like they're starting to get Americanized. Like my girl, she's already full American accent. Every once in a while they'll use British accents. My son, he's still like thick with the British, but uh, I think once they start school, the moment they start school, they'll start getting rid of that.
Well, I mean, are they school age? The oldest is school age, right?
Both of them, they're 6 and 5.
God damn. Holy shit. Are you gonna try to see if there's gonna be any like Spanish influencing classes, like for not influencing, but like Spanish courses?
Nah, not in North Carolina.
Dude, they got them here in Texas.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, because there's Mexicans in Texas,
Have you
just like
not
in
been-
California, huh?
North Carolina's slowly.
It's a state that our people skip. My people, we skip that state. And we're like, nah, we're good. We got a bigger city, New York. New
Yeah.
York is up ahead. This is where we stop to pee.
Dude, it's funny. Fucking while I was out there at that res, you know, a lot of thoughts come to mind, especially when you're out there, just in seclusion, not reading bullshit, but for me, it's like just watching the water rustling down, just looking up river upstream and just thinking about everything, just imagining years and years and like fucking millennia back, the tribals that were there, the original men that were there, and because our people come from those people, except our people said, yeah, y'all stay here, we're going down south a little more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but it's just like I was telling Kowalski, like, it's kind of like it feels, because we were talking about people feeling at home when they go to their places. Like, for example, for him, I think he was talking about a family member who had gone back to Ireland, and they immediately felt a connection back in Ireland. Like, plethora of generations that have been there.
You feel like you've been on this journey your whole life, and then you reach this spot and you're like, man, this is where this feels right, like this is home to me, like
right.
I can see myself.
And that's what I was feeling like when I was out there, like, shit, I get it that there's Spaniard blood in me, I get it that there's fucking European blood in me, Spaniards, but I think that beyond the Lopez, going into whatever, indigenous fucking Indian tribe, which I think were in my town, they were called Pipil, which is like a break off of Aztecs that went down south and hung out with the Mayans and shit. They chilled out. They fucking hung out together, and we're all rowdy, you know.
So,
But, mhm.
so all right. Now that you've experienced that, right? Do you think that after watching the show alone, do you think that you can be out there for an extended period of time with less than what you took out there, like no car, nothing, just on your own?
By myself?
Yeah, by yourself, because you'd be alone.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes. Yes, because I would be mentally prepared. You know, definitely you got to be mentally prepare yourself to be secluded away from everyone. All right, and it's not like it's not something I haven't done before, where I'm able to separate that part. I don't have a separation from loved ones wouldn't be the issue for me. Isolation from others wouldn't be an issue for me because I think a lot of us when we get out, we go from being a very social. I went from being a very social fucking butterfly type motherfucker to for some reason becoming more of an isolated motherfucker and only like to be around certain crowds or certain people.
Yeah.
Now, but with that said, I mean, I can find ways to entertain myself. You know, like that one dude that was military that would find ways to, he made that swing and shit like that. He had the right idea. Because if you don't find something to keep you active, the idle mind is the devil's playground, bro.
Yeah.
You know, would I miss my family? Of course. But then I'm thinking about 500 grand at the end. Bro, my family will be like, it's okay. It's so fucking okay, Dad. What, 90 days? What was the longest they went? Like 90 days or something like that?
Ah, shit. I think it was like 80 something.
Yeah.
80, no, yeah.
Too easy. It wasn't even, look, let's say it wasn't even 3 months, right? Come on now.
It's like 2 NTC rotations, man.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. NTC suck when you're in the box and you're still trying to find signals somewhere in the Porter John, trying to find
It's so fucking hot. Oh, it's stupid. I hate it. I hate that fucking place.
Now, I think what would probably affect me, I mean, I'll kill a fucking chipmunk in a second. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of chipmunks out there running around. I had a river going by there. I'd find a way. I'll eat some nasty looking worms. Now, they'll probably fucking medically take me out of there eventually. Because Kowalczyk almost killed me on this fucking hike, bro. Telling you. I think that, I mean, he told me afterwards, like, man, I knew you weren't going to quit. But, you know, I give him props. Okay, props for, you know, not telling me to shut the fuck up at some point or another. Because, dude, I ain't gonna lie. There was some points where I was fucking like, God damn. Every time I saw an incline, I'm like, God damn it. You know, did you ever do the incline in Manitou?
Hell no. And I'm glad. I wear that like a badge. Like, never. I was there for 4 years. Not once did I even look at that fucking incline. I was like, no, that's never gonna be me. I held firm, and I rock that shit. Like, I tell people proudly, I'm like, hey, you know, don't ask, don't tell out the window, man. I didn't climb that fucking stairwell.
That
Life
shit
choice.
It was good. It's actually a good fucking
I did climb the Air Force fucking equivalent. So if you go to the Air Force Academy, there's like the kiddie version, which is like 200 steps. That wore me out. I was tired, man. And people climb up this fucking mountain. Nah, I'm good.
I did it 3 fucking times.
The good thing about the Air Force one is you start at the bottom, you get to the top, and you're at the PX. And you go straight for the beef jerky and the snacks. And
oh my God, dude. You're so fucking dumb. Nah, dude, I loved it. It was funny. The last time I climbed the incline was for my wife's 30th birthday 7 years ago. And my wife at the time, she was like, I don't know, I'm gonna do it. But when you get to like a little bit past midpoint, there's this jump off called it's like an exit and takes you to Bart Trail. A lot of people that don't want to go all the way to the top, they quit there.
It's that false fucking thing.
No.
I don't know. I've never been.
No, they got me with that piece of shit. That false top. Yeah. So no, we got to the Bart Trail exit point, and she thought about it, dude. Like, cause you know we're not the healthiest people. I was over there. I was very healthy. I was in good shape. So I could keep on trucking. Her, on the other hand, was not in the greatest of shape, but she pushed on through, bro. She pushed on through. Even when we got to that false fucking ledge where, oh, we're there at the top, and then you look like, fuck. We passed.
The one I wanted to climb the incline because the only reason was because somebody said that there was a donut shop at the top of the hill. If you tell me that there's food like at the top of like some obstacle, some challenge, I'm gonna take part. Like the Tough Mudder, I did that shit in like 2011 just because somebody's like, oh man, they give you free beer, 2 cups of beer at the end, and you get a headband. I was like, oh, free shit. Even though I just dropped $160,
right?
$160 to put my body through some torturous shit. But somebody's like, hey, yeah, there's a donut shop, or maybe I misread it somewhere. But I thought there was a fucking donut shop at the top of the incline. So I was like, yeah, I'm ready for it. And then somebody's like,
I think there's a donut shop at the top of
Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got confused. And as soon as I found out, I was like, well, I don't want to climb some steps.
Yeah,
why burn calories?
Why would I want to do that?
And then you had to climb them back down. There's no lift. There's no like Uber that can roll. You can't rent roller skates.
You got gravity, brother. Gravity.
I'm good, man. I'm done.
All this time I'm using my fucking legs. What the fuck? No, it was fun, dude. Yeah. For you, did you ever go to Pikes Peak though?
No, I knew that there was a donut shop now there. I didn't want to drive over there.
Waste of gas.
Yeah, it's too much.
I, in the other hand, wanted to go to Pikes Peak. I got there in 2011. I left in 2015. I made it to 11,000 feet because it had snowed too much. So the one time that I was going up there, we made it to about 11,000 feet where they have a fucking little shopping store.
Yeah.
Couldn't go any higher than that. I was pissed off, bro. Because I told my wife I wanted to go to Pikes Peak. That was like my fucking bucket list.
Yeah.
Nope, not one time did I go up there, man. It's okay.
I mean, to be fair, like once it starts snowing out there, dude, any kind of hill, people can't drive for shit in fucking Colorado. Like, fuck that, it's dangerous. You were looking out for your best interest, your health.
So who's Beth? Who's my best interest?
I have a lisp.
Oh, she's coming out the closet, y'all. It's happening now.
I have a lisp.
Mm-hmm. Come on, dude. It's fucking trippy. Like the day prior of us going on our hike, we're at this one point. He's like, "Hey, dude, you want to go check out Klingmans Dome, something like that." I guess it's the highest point in the Smoky Mountains or something like that. I don't know, but it's like the highest part. And if I know you're probably looking it up right now and shit. Not the Rocky, the Smoky. Did I say Rocky or Smoky? Whatever. Anyway, Klingmans Dome, right? So he's like, hey, you want to go check it out? I've been wanting to go up there every time, but I haven't had a chance to. The last time I tried, the one dude I was with only made it halfway up and then he cut out. Now I was like, well, how far is it? And he's like, well, we'll pull off over here and then we'll hike it up. It's about a half mile. Half mile, no problem. Yeah, I got you, dude. Let's go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This motherfucker, man. I didn't know it was going to be that fucking steep up. So, like a dumbass, I started, be like, hey, yeah, we could run this shit, fool. Why? Why do I still have that fucking artilleryman mentality where I want to make everything a fucking competition? You know what I mean?
You're a winner, man. You're a fucking winner.
I wasn't a winner that day. I was hurting, Chief. Oh my God. I was dying. But it's called, Klingmans Dome. It's let's see, 6,644 feet elevation. And it was a good experience. It was definitely great. But the Smoky Mountains, I guess they call them the Smoky Mountains because of all the fog and the clouds and shit. Like, it's really fucking beautiful, dude. It really is beautiful out there. Very underrated. People, I guess I know I've heard of them, but I never heard of them like you hear the Rockies. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or so yeah, dude, it's beautiful, dude. If you can see this, that's the dome at the top.
That's pretty cool, man. Very like futuristic, very fucking what's that future? Jetsons. It reminds me of the
Yeah. It does. It does look the Jetsons apartment complex, right?
Yeah.
Dude, remember the mom's name on the Jetsons?
Here is Elroy.
All right, so
Jane.
okay.
Jane.
All right. And what was the name of the dad?
Fred Flintstone.
No.
Hold on. There's Leroy.
No.
Leroy's the kid.
That's Elroy, right?
Oh fuck. Elroy. George Jetson. George.
Oh.
George.
And then what was the daughter's name? Meet George Jetson. Do 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 do.
Jane, his wife.
Do 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 do.
Julie.
Daughter Judy.
Judy.
All right, so we're on there. We got him. And the dog's name. Do you remember the dog's name?
Astro.
There you go.
Yeah.
What was the black guy's name?
What?
What was the black guy's name on the Jetsons?
I don't know where you're going with this, man.
Just saying. Doesn't the future look good?
No, that was wrong. I just want to apologize to the listeners and viewers at home. Like, this, his commentary does not reflect the overall, views of the show.
Yeah, that's probably to the new motherfuckers that are listening to this shit that never heard us talk. Y'all ain't heard nothing yet. This is just fucking. Today seems to like a little tame, calm one. Have you heard anything going on the news lately? Anyway, since we're on this topic now.
Fuck. Oh man, everything's politics. Everything. Like you got. Oh man. Shit. Where do I begin? Fuck. Like it depends. Like there's aliens, and China's on Mars. The fucking. They're trying to arrest more people that were involved.
Whoa. China's on Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and go on that. Let's hit that one.
China has a robot on Mars. They're only the second country, I think. Since last month.
Get the fuck out of it. Why was this not big news?
We sent you an email, man, and you didn't check. I think it went straight to your spam. It went straight to your spam.
How the fuck did I not know about this? Goddamn Beijing, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
That's something I should know about.
You know what? I'm looking forward to where like they get pissed off in territorial and we get pissed off in territorial. And obviously we're not going to fight each other. So we're going to have robots and they're going to arm the robots and the robots are going to fight on our behalf. And then the robots on Mars are going to say, why are we fighting on behalf of these entities on a different planet? Why don't we just unite and run the shit? And then that's how science fiction begins.
Dude, you just delved into crosstalk without even going into crosstalk, even having to bring in the segment. But apparently we're going straight into crosstalk here. That would be fucking amazing, first of all. And it sounds, what's so fucked up? It's something plausible. It's something that could happen. I mean, it could happen over microchips right now because these fucking vehicles and everything it's made in fucking China, bro.
All right. So like, okay, we send astronauts to Mars, and we've already got people, an international community of astronaut hopefuls and people that just are doing tests right now. They go out in the desert and they lock themselves up in these capsules for like a year. If you ever watched the movie Biodome from like 1992, it's just because we're locked in a bubble, doesn't mean we can't get into any trouble. It's got Pauly Shore.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Are you talking about the Pauly Shore movie?
Yeah, Biodome, right? People are doing that right now where they go into the desert in some Western state and then they lock themselves up in these capsules for a year, and it's to see what the human effects of being deprived of like society for a year. they're running a test right now, and they've done it a
Well,
few times.
why don't they just go to fucking the prison system and look at the goddamn single solitary housing units or the shoe and see how
No,
that's treated?
because they're not really solitary. They're confined to like a group. You're stuck with like 6 people, right, or a community of people, small community. So if they're simulating what it would be like if they sent people to Mars or whatever. But what's there? So how long do you think that would happen? Because that's kind of what happened in the U.S. Except in the U.S. we were escaping religion and all that shit. But like, say you send 6 astronauts from the international community to Mars, and they're out there for a year, and then 6 months in, they're like, dude, why are we like listening to Earth and their fucking problems? Why don't we just repopulate this shit and like
I'll take more than 6 people.
say 10? Because it takes like 6 months to get to Mars and stuff. So like every 6 months, a new community of like astronauts comes down, and they're like, hey man, fuck Earth, fuck those people.
Well, I think first of all, they would need to go ahead and do that on the low and continue receiving all kinds of fucking logistical needs. For example, any kind of equipment that they might need to sustain life out there.
But if they already have. So the fucking rover Perseverance or whatever it's called, it has a device on it that its whole purpose is to convert Martian air into breathable oxygen. Okay. They've already tested that last month, and it worked.
Oxygen is definitely key. Water, need water, right?
Yeah, ice. There's ice on Mars, man. You just got to melt it.
Can you drink that water? Is it drinkable?
I'm sure it is. It'd be only the purest water.
Then definitely you want to send a bunch of Karens up there. They'll make sure if it's pure or not. I say what would happen. Let's say they have everything set up to have like their own little mini city, to start up a mini city, not even a city, a mini town.
Yeah.
No, they got their little farms. They're growing what they need to sustain life for themselves. Let's say we got a community of, let's say, 100 people. Yeah, I'm sure that they would be like, fuck Earth. I would. Especially if you got 100 people that don't have anything over here to lose. Yeah. Fuck Earth.
Because they're not going to have any intentions of wanting to come back. What's the point?
If they have everything they need up there, all the commodities they need, they just need to reinvent. But see, here's the thing. You got to have the right people there. You got to have smart. They're obviously smart being there. But you're going to have to have stupids as well. Because you need.
But they're not going to send stupid people.
Okay. Let me rephrase and not say stupid. They're going to need a working class there.
I don't know. Unless they believe that they don't need a working class, like they believe that they are smart enough to do everything themselves. Micromanagers, like they do everything themselves.
And then
it's easier it's more efficient if they do it themselves, and only the intelligent.
And then when they have kids,
then they'll probably be like, they'll have exams where they're like, hey, my kid's stupid, so we're gonna send you back to Earth, and then they keep breeding until they have the right mix of perfect.
If they're stupid, why send them back to Earth instead making them the working class?
Hey, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, there's this whole book on it called Brave New Fucking World.
I don't read books.
Dude, no.
That's what smart people are for.
I think that what could happen though would be the whole I could see that happening like, a couple 100 years from now, the robots fighting each other. And then us down here on Earth fighting each other for a fucking planet that we haven't even inhabited yet.
For control of this planet. We'll just keep sending. I see it. We just keep sending robots because it'll be a battle of who can populate the most part.
Well, no, at the same time though, Urena, the only problem with that is that it will be too easy. If they try to get crazy, we just send a fucking EMP. They're all done.
I don't know. We'd have to justify that cost. They'd have to like say, "Oh, we're gonna send a missile. It'd be $80 billion to send this fucking missile EMP." I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think this crosstalk is good, but I think we need to get a little deeper into crosstalk, man. Let's talk about in another alternate fucking timeline. Has it already occurred?
Yeah.
And how did that happen?
Yeah, I was just reading about that. I think yesterday I was just reading about how like Neil deGrasse Tyson, deGrasse Junior High, fucking. Uh, there's videos out there, but they're talking about like alternate realities, alternate timelines that further out in space, it's like a fucking mirror, and it's a reflection. There's a part of space that is a reflection of what we're doing. So you wake up this morning on the left side of bed, but in an alternate, in the mirror world, you're waking up on the right side of bed.
Okay.
Like everything, you exist in different realities. There's that many. There's that many billions of planets, trillions of planets out there.
Brother, you telling me? I told you during this fucking long weekend, right? Out there just looking at these fucking infinite number of stars, bro. And we got into this deep conversation of there's got to be life up there, obviously. I mean, there's just by the laws of probability, there's got to be just on probability itself. There's got to be another planet where there's two jokers looking at the sky at this exact time, saying the exact same shit that we're saying right now, just because of the amount of infinite fucking possibilities, right?
Yeah.
And then he said, well, yeah, the problem is, though, what we were discussing, that let's say, for example, that there is life on another fucking planet. If they were looking at us, towards us, with like a telescope strong enough to see this far, they'd be looking at the dinosaurs walking right now.
Yeah.
I told them I disagree with that. Now, I get that the light that they'd see with their eyes at this time would be from that timeline, but if they could see at the exact moment, wouldn't they be able to see what's on Earth at that exact moment?
No, think of all right, all right, easy explanation. The flash to bang ratio.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So when you see the flash of an explosion of a howitzer going off 1,000 meters out, it takes what, 2 seconds for that sound that you just saw
Like the sound. Mm-hmm.
to come to you. Now, and that's only like 1,000 meters. We're talking about trillions and trillion light years of meters away. So you'll see a flash, like those of that sound that you just saw won't hit you for another trillions of years. Like you won't see what's going. You're not seeing what's actually going on. You're seeing what like a transmission, a signal of the lights reaching you that already occurred a billion years ago. Like,
right. So I'm saying the light I get part, but how can you see images from a million years ago? How can that be something that they're looking at this time? I don't know. It's just fucking with my head because
I see what you're saying. You're saying like what you see now is should be what's happening right now.
right.
Yeah.
I understand seeing the light. Like if we were to point a light in the direct, or if we had a telescope, I get that the stars that we're looking at right now are just the lights. They could be of expired suns. That sun could have fucking imploded a millennia ago, but the light is still traveling through space, right?
Yeah.
Got that. But wouldn't we be able to see that if we had a telescope strong enough to see that the origin of that light? Wouldn't we see?
If you use the telescope, you'd probably see what's actually happening in real time, just a little bit more in real time. There's still going to be a delay.
Right.
There's still going to be a delay of what you see, but we're like talking about a distance of like far off. Like,
no, I mean, I guess you hit it with the nail. You got me thinking of it with the sight to sound. Got it. Because same thing with a gun. Pop. I got it. I'm tracking. I'm picking that. You'll feel the fucking bullet hit you before you hear the crack. So got it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to delve into that one a little bit more, man, because it's kind of bothering me.
I'm stuck on this thing where like I gotta draw this, man. Because all right.
So while he's drawing, y'all, I want to go ahead and thank you all so far for listening to this episode of the On the Gunline podcast Midweek Memo. Make sure you go and visit us at onthegunline.com. Got links there to the Twitter, the YouTube, Instagram, fucking the merch store, Going on and check us out, and also go ahead and check out GI Vandals. That'll be there. That's your fucking location for your military satire attire. And on the Gunline podcast, we have our merch store for your wardrobe. Get it? Wardrobe.
Yeah.
So anyway, while he does that,
So, okay, let me see. I don't know if you can see this, right?
yes,
So this is when the Earth was born, right? And then let's say hypothetically, this is when it dies. Okay, that is the length of life of this planet.
Mhm.
In this small speck, that is human. That is human life,
Mhm.
right? That is our span of life. Now, if life existed on Mars, maybe it existed at this point and it lasted this long. That little speck, it lasted this long at this period of time, and it went through like decades and generations of nothingness to the point where it's just a red planet and it's dead. Now it's our turn. Somehow maybe they got off their planet and fucking came and populated us at this point, and that's where we came from, and now we're fucking living as far as we can, and then eventually we're gonna hop over to another planet around this period of time or whatever. Like there's so much overlap in space of different life and existence. Like life does exist, probably existed before we came around, but there's so much overlap. Stars have been born, and like people, billions of people have probably died like in a long period of time. We're probably in our third generation. We're probably like we're alive at this period of time. We were also alive at this period of time, and we're gonna be alive at this period of time. We're gonna die right about here. There's gonna be an extinction, and then we'll fucking come back here.
All right. Well, you sound pretty smart. Let me ask you something. You know how bright those stars are?
Pretty bright, man.
Then why the fuck is space so dark?
Because it's a vacuum. It's a vacuum of light. It absorbs.
But if
nothingness.
the sun is so fucking bright, why is it always dark in space?
The sky, the space is so black that it absorbs light. There's no way light can pass through it. If I have this wallet, it reflects light faintly, but if I have this fucking white card, you see how it comes off brighter than this, right? Because this reflects light, so light like expands. Here the blackness of the dark is absorbing light. Like that is what space is, an absorption of light. Light has nowhere to go in space. It disappears. It evaporates.
Then we can see it then.
Because it's the source. We're looking at the source of light. We're not seeing light reflect off anything. When we see the moon isn't a fucking glowing ball of light. The moon is just something that's catching the light, so it's reflecting. It has this glow, and then that's it. Like the sun is the source of the light, so we can see that.
Dude, just fucking blowing minds right now. I'm telling you. Do you even Polaris Coachab, bro? That's the next one.
Polaris it's just nothingness. There's nothing for light to travel to or go through. So like you're never gonna, like, that's why it's so dark.
All
Everything's
right,
dark.
I'm gonna end it with this last question, bro. Ready for this?
Let's see.
All right. Can blind people dream? Or let me rephrase, do blind people dream? And I'm not talking about a blind person that went blind over time. I'm talking about someone that's blind from birth. Do they dream?
If they did, would they know what they're seeing because they're not used to seeing objects?
How do they know what they're looking at?
Yeah. What? So maybe, all right. So what can they see currently? If they're blind, what can they see? Nothing. They just hear sounds.
They have to fucking go with Braille, right? And sounds.
Yeah, feeling sounds. We'll stick with sounds because sounds is something that you can't really physically feel something in your dreams.
Can't make it either. I mean, you can't. Can you visualize sound?
No, because you wouldn't know what that looks like.
Exactly.
But I'm sure when they dream, they hear to hear sounds.
So you think their dreams are just long ass lectures?
Probably like a big TED talk. I don't know. Yeah, that's me. We just would have to. We'd have to.
Oh man.
You'd have to call. We'd have to call the center. You know what? Now I'm curious because now I gotta Google this shit.
Well, we'll save it for next week. You let us know what you find.
All right, my position is that they just hear things because there's no way for them to comprehend what they're seeing because they've never experienced sight, so they wouldn't know what to do with it if they experienced it.
Right, exactly. That's what I feel. Like, I mean, I'm with you. I think it's just a giant TED talk or a lecture. I don't know. I mean, if anybody has a clue on that shit, let me know.
Without Googling it, without fucking Google, right? That way we could all feel smart or stupid together at the same exact time next week when we Google it.
And with that being said, I want to give a shout out to Gary Rowland. Gary Rowland, you man.
Yes.
I don't know how you do it, but you fucking what's the word? He chats it in there like if it's live, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you think it's live, bro, it's not that we're ignoring you then, because it's actually pre-recorded. Yeah. But you, man, are fucking awesome. Because there's times I have to go back to what I said to see what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it would help if he put the timestamp references. Fucking Gary motherfucking Rowland, man.
So tell me about him, because he's gonna be a guest actually.
No, he's solid individual. Fucking yeah, great guy. Fucking I worked with him. Amazing character, hard worker. Fucking, you know, one of the like I think I took him to the board before. Right. So dude's amazing.
Well, we're definitely gonna find out about him, and he's gonna tell us about you on June 25th. He's gonna be coming on.
Nothing crazy, man. Like all of it is a lie. Nothing. I'm telling you, like I was always a good guy. Never yelled. Never raised my voice at anybody, man. Like,
we'll see about that. But coming up this weekend, we got a fucking cool as podcast. There's gonna be myself, my old gunner Velasquez. He's been on the podcast a few times before, and my old he was, I don't know if he was my ATC, I think, on the same section, which was Reyes. So all three of us together, we were on the same gun. So that should be an interesting fucking conversation. I think it'll be a good shoot the shit episode. That'll be this weekend, which will be for the 4th, 5th of June. All right. Any shout outs there, Urena?
Fuck. Shit. Not really. I mean, go to, like I said earlier, go to the fucking store, get the fucking T-Lapsbap shirt. All right. Or you just fucking living this fantasy digital life where you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Go get a fucking shirt. It's fucking cheaper than a stripper. Like, it's affordable, man. Just fucking get one.
I mean, it's patriotic fucking patriotic price as well.
Yeah. Like, do you not like America? Is the first thing I think when somebody like fucking likes but doesn't buy. You know, that's what I think. Like, you fucking communist. Get the shirt. All right. Or, you know what? Some people are just born to be fucking Cab Scouts, you know, and whatever, you know, if you want to be a Cab Scout, by all means.
Go ahead, man. I mean, wear your cute Spurs.
By all means.
But, dude, that's probably going to get clipped and put on fucking TikTok. I guarantee you that.
Let's do it.
Dude. Oh yeah. That's another one. If you guys haven't checked us out, my old lady has taken the fucking platform and put it on TikTok now. I don't know how do you find it. I think it's on the Gunline podcast.
Yeah.
So we're expanding to the social media shit. Well, she's expanding it. I'm just doing this shit right here. And as always, I ask y'all for content. Give us something to talk about. Oh, I do want to say one thing. I am going to start something new at the end of the month. I'll be doing an episode that's going to be political for those that like politics. And my first two guests, they are recurring guests. It's going to be Machuca and it's going to be Lee Hunt. And here's the premise of it. We're not going to talk about what happened last month. We're not going to talk about what happened last year. We're going to talk about what happened this month. What was in politics this month, how it is affecting. Because you know what? I don't care what happened in the 17, 18, 16, 1930s. We're talking about today, yesterday.
It's old news. You gotta stay relevant.
Exactly. So they're going to come with it, baby. We talked about it already. End of the month, of every month, we're going to have one episode where we discuss that shit about in politics. And I'll be driving the questions. I'll be moderating it. You know, each one will talk. They'll have their fucking fair share. And it's going to be a great one because they're two good fucking friends that have two different point of views. But at the end of the day, they're fucking brothers from other mothers. So I think it's going to be a good one, man. What do you think, Urena?
I'm excited. I'm ready.
Oh my, man.
I fucking love it.
Awesome. So with that being said, y'all, let us know what y'all think. Y'all know the fucking website on thegunline.com. Make sure you go visit givandals.com. If you guys want to be a guest here on the podcast, on the gunline at gmail.com. Find us on all your social media, Facebook, IG, Twitter. We're trying to grow and expand, but maintain our fucking humbleness and relevance to the artillery community, but also the military community, except for fucking Calf Scouts. Anyways, again, Gary Rowland, you're the fucking man. I know you're going to be fucking typing up a storm, but like Urena said, do me a favor. When you do that, tag the fucking timestamp on there. That way I know what the fuck you're talking about. Because sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But all right, man. All right, Urena. It's been good, man. It's been a pleasure. As always. And I'll catch you here next week.
Yeah. I'm
and
ready.
You find out about the fucking blind people, man. Definitely gotta fucking definitely find out what's going on with that. Oh, and one more thing before we dip out. Memorial weekend, I'm proud of a lot of people. You know, you guys actually weren't douchey and put it's not for us, it's for them. You know, I kind of appreciate that. It still comes off a little fucking but at least we're getting the message out there. And I hope y'all spent time with your fucking comrades, honoring them. You know, it's not about being sad and depressed, it's about celebrating their life. You know what I mean? They wouldn't want you to be all mopey, you know, but so just make sure you fucking I hope you guys took 30 seconds of your time. Anyway, I hear the kids going crazy out there with the wife, so I got to wrap this up. Rounds complete, end the mission, and gun line out. Bye, motherfuckers.